Could I please get a clap?
Hi, my name is Jamie Wynne, a.k.a. Coach Windows, the Alignment Architect. The Alignment Architect is a business I started after having a lifetime of experiences feeling really out of sync with who I was and not really knowing why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And an example of that was when I was younger playing waffle football, trying to make the AFL. I'd kept diaries from the age of 18 to 22. And when I got married at 30 and found those diaries and read those diaries, it was really clear to me that I emotionally didn't understand what I was doing to myself when I failed or I didn't do so well or some self-doubt crept in. So rather than deal with that part and what was going on inside me, I would go off and run a 10K time trial to punish myself, to try and get fitter and faster and stronger and use things outside of myself rather than go on the inside. So Alignment Architect was born out of the experience of being out of alignment with the best version of myself, and hence why I do what I do today. The biggest challenge facing me for these videos is the self-belief that I was worthy of standing in front of a camera and delivering a message which was going to be useful to the world. I often felt, I've got something to say, but will people like it? And I realised straight away that was the self-doubt. All the things I'm teaching about being in or out of alignment were right there in front of me, in front of that camera, saying, you can't do it. So looking into the camera, and it was great to have an editor that really came at me and said, hey, just stop for a second, think about this as you talking to you, and flick the screen up for me. So I was allowed to see myself in the screen, and straight away it was like while I'm having a conversation with myself and the wall started to filter down, I could start to feel a little bit less anxiety around the fact that I was talking to myself rather than the world or the camera. And slowly but surely, progressively, I've got better and better, more comfortable in front of the camera. So yeah, a great tip and trick was to flip the camera up. But yeah, looking in front of that camera and talking and saying, hi, I'm Jamie, and telling her who I am and thinking I've got something to offer was terrifying. A typical filming day is I will do a bit of prep during the week leading up to the Friday shoot day, come up with a topic and some sort of information and how do I see that. So a lot of prep and planning. Editor arrives, takes 15 minutes to set everything up, have a quick run through and a check on what the message is, have a bit of a chat around the message and ask the editor if they've got any input into what's actually going on. Do they see any holes in it? Could they improve it in any way? Because a lot of stuff is life situations, so have they experienced that recently? Just using that as a bit of a guide, and it gives me a bit of a practice to start talking and getting going, to really center myself and make sure I'm ready to go, that when I turn the camera on, that I'm the best version of myself and I'm ready to talk to the camera. Flip the screen up like we've talked about, so I'm talking to me, which is a lot easier than talking to the camera, and then try and deliver a really profound message. Because if this one starts to go, I'll give you an example. Business name, I don't need it. Well, then I don't get paid. So all of a sudden, the step, you get further away from where this starts to go up.
Yeah.
Your behaviour starts to go down. And then this gap, what I'll draw in here, this starts to happen. That starts to go there. That starts to go there. And now what do we got?
Massive gap.
We've got a gap. The overall goal of the Alignment Architect is to start a self-awareness movement where the youth of today are really in control of their minds and not letting their minds run aimlessly off and wander through life, causing chaos when it doesn't exist. So allowing your best self to lead is the motto that we talk about, and that's got to come from within. Not thinking if I get something on the outside that it's going to change my life. Looking for something or someone to fix you or to make your life better is not the way that this works. So eliminating self-doubt, fear, just a false expectation that appears real, starting to really understand this mind can have 80,000 thoughts going through it a day. What if you were to check some of those and say, well, no, I don't agree with that? Because your mind will race, it'll go crazy. So slowing that down and having the opportunity to show people how to do that is profound, and the results are staggering. I'd love to take the Alignment Architect into a big performance studio where I have my own office, my own warehouse space, which allows me to do all the things I love to do, which is coach footy, cricket, but at the same time have a real clean space for multiple amounts of people to come in and do above the shoulders work, get into here, get into your heart, and start to expand on a bigger scale the message of allowing your best self to lead, becoming far more aware of who you are, what you want, and making people have some desires, but then showing them how to achieve it. The most profound thing I've got from the alignment architect and doing this work is the personal development journey I've been on. I often thought to myself, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've realised my life experiences have really taught me a lot about life, and being a senior manager, being a change manager, being a coach for 30 years. There's a lot of things that have happened to me in my life that have either caused some suffering or they've created some great joy in my life. And I've sort of been able to weed some of that stuff out and work out, if I bundled that up into some messaging, there's some key components of things I wish I knew way back when I was 13, 14, 15, in my teens, that would allow me maybe not to be so confused and up in my head today. So the best thing about, and the most profound thing about the alignment architect is I'm still learning. I'm helping people discover who they are at a deeper level, realising their purpose in life and what they might want. And the 3 questions I ask all the time: what do you want? Why do you want it? And how do you know you're going to get it? That has now allowed me to invert that question to myself a whole lot more through the alignment architect, and I'm just loving waking up every morning, doing the work I love with the people I love the way that I love. Just when you hit start, I'll just go.
Okay.
Fast track your success. How do I do it? I offer you 2 lines. The top line, your goal, you want A to Z, but you've got all these steps and these milestones along the way that you want to tick off as you go to get to your goal. The second line, A to Z, is your behaviours and your character. If I could give my 18-year-old self some advice, it'd be as real simple as: there is nothing serious going on here. You don't have to have everything figured out. What you do need to maybe explore is, do I really need anyone or anything to make me happy, other than the fact that I'm unique, I am who I am where I am in my life, I've got to where I've got to because of the experiences I've had. But hey, there's only one of me in the world, so why not be the best version of me? So, hello, I'm Jamie Wynne, the alignment architect. Why don't you go and find out the best version of yourself and start living an inspired life?